Hello everybody, Multiman37 back here with another review, this time of the deluxe Surfermaru from Shuriken Sentai Ninninger. This is the third otomonin, or aka otomonin series San. The third otomonin to be given to the Niningers. So as always, let's take a look at the box, the Shuriken, and then the otomonin himself. On the front of the box, we got a picture of Surfermaru in both his modes, along with Shurikenjin Surfer. Top, you got the little shuriken. On the top, you got surfermaru in both modes. On this side, you got the transformation by itself. On this side, combination with shurikenjin. Bottom is the ninninger. And on the back is, of course, everything you're going to do with this, including Bison King Surfer, which I will get into later on. Let's start this thing off. Hopefully, I had to keep redoing this video over and over again. Hopefully, it works out. Here we have the Otomonin Shuriken Surfermaru version. It is a black core Shuriken rather than the other auxiliary Otomonin having a silver color Shuriken. You can, of course, hit the button to get the blade itself, which is an 8-point blade that is meant to look like propellers. They do have the N made of a rubbery purple plastic. Little logo right there. You do of course get the emblem right here. Gotta make sure that was set up. You do get, I think that's the kanji for ocean, nami, or umi, something like that. So, and then there's like the wave pattern in the background, so yeah. So let's show this off in the ninninger. When you hit the back button, you could get and then ninninger. The waza is first. And the shokan. And there we go. So let's put this back on. And here we have Surfermaru in its otomonin mode, which takes the form of both a submarine, as you can see with the wheels on the bottom, the little hatch on top, and the little propeller that makes up the shuriken blade. But it's also designed to look like a shark because you can see like the little eyes in front. Also, there's like a periscope for like a submarine. Little nose with the Ninninger logo, and it's got some teeth down here. Little funky looking, especially how they were placed, but they're teeth nonetheless. A thing about the shuriken, when you remove it, it activates this lock, which restricts the spinning of this thing quite a little bit. So when you actually put this on, this is allowed to spin as freely as it wants to, because you kind of heard that click. Yeah, that click. When this is on, it hits a button that releases that loose lock. So interesting. Now, a lot of people do not forget that this is actually a flippable wheel section. So when they actually have this out, they make it look like this. Don't do that. You have to pull this out. So done out in purple and white plastic with some purple paint, especially down here. And you do get some black paint or some black plastic going on, especially for the wheel section, and of course the back of the shuriken, which of course you could press. You get all of those sounds. It does have wheels on the bottom, so it can roll very nicely. It has 4 wheels in this mode. So it is very nice on its own. Now, of course, like the other auxiliary otomonin, ignore that. I had to get something. He has an otomonin henge mode, which is his humanoid mode. To do that, take off the shuriken, and remember how I said one of them, if you wanted to use this for a makeshift stand, it's pretty much a bad idea with one of them. This is the one I was talking about. Again, I wish there was some use for the shuriken when they're like this. Now this is going to be the part that turns into the humanoid. So flip down the periscope to reveal the head. Flip the arms forward. Take the legs forward, and they click up to this position, but right now we want them in this position. So they go up here, but we want them here. And then you got this piece. Well, flip those wheels in, and they're still there. But if we flip this out all the way, it becomes a surfboard with a flame sticker depicting 3 heads. This is the head of Surfermaru, the head of Bison King, and the head of Shuriken. This depicts which robot goes where. This one is for Surfermaru. So before we get into that, take a look at his otomonin henge mode. His head is made to look like he's wearing a snorkel and goggles. However, the snorkel is actually, you can't really tell, but the snorkel itself actually is a bamboo shoot, because pop cultural ninjas would actually do that to breathe underwater. They use bamboo shoots as a makeshift snorkel. Now, posability is as follows. Similar to Rodeo Maru, the arms turn full 360. They're constantly bent in this position, and the legs move in tandem. However, he does have some head articulation going, looking up and down, and some rotating head articulation, which is rare in Super Sentai. So, it's nice that he has some head articulation, I'm not gonna lie. Now, to put him on the surfboard, you have to flip the feet forward, catch him there, and what you want to do, bend his legs like this, bend his whole area forward, move the arms like this, spin the head around. And hands were a little greasy because I had Burger King earlier today. I'm not sponsored, I'm just saying. Although, hey, Burger King, if you want to sponsor me. Anyway. Alright, that joke aside. So here he is, riding on the surfboard, and now it has 5 ABS wheels. You got an extra one sitting right there for some reason. 2 are on an axle, and 2 are from the flip-out section, which aren't really on an axle, but he still rolls very well, very freely. So next, of course, we can, combine him with Shuriken. So let me just raise the camera for this. So now, with Shuriken here, let's prep him like we always do for these sort of combinations. Take out the sword and shield. We'll actually bring back in the sword later, though, but the shield we'll just leave to the side. Take off the dump Maru arm, and don't do what the hell that was. Whatever the hell that was. Put the dump Maru arm on the back. Take off the otomonin shuriken. Take out the handles. Or take off Shinobi Maru from the pilot seat, rather, and then make him the right arm. So do that, put that like that, and you go. So that's what you do to prep Shuriken. Take Surfermaru, remove him from the surfboard, and you want to take the peg that's next to Shuriken's face and flip it out. Then you take Surfermaru and have him sitting in the spot where Shinobi Maru once sat. So get him into a sitting pose. Get him to fit inside somehow. Okay, I think he's secure. And then swing the controls around. Take the Bunmaru foot and attach the peg the hole right there to the peg on the board, similar to what you would do for King Shuriken. And then we'll give him his sword for now. And then take your otomonin shuriken, prop it on the top. And there we have Shuriken Surfer, which is now riding on a surfboard. Due to the surfboard down here, he can't roll on it. The feet are a little big and it constantly wants to tip over, but if you have him holding the sword and have the Dump Maru arm on the back, that's not going to be much of a problem because it helps counterbalance everything, which helps out quite well in this formation. Bad thing about this is the connection. If you grab Shuriken Surfer by the feet, that happens. And no, this isn't broken or anything. That's literally how it works. Because it's not really Shuriken's fault. It's rather the peg's fault. Because for Bison King Surfer, as I'm going to show you later on, it uses the peg that's closest to here. That's closest to this part. And when it's actually attached, it doesn't have the tendency to fall over like that. So if the peg on the bottom of the feet were the same with both Shuriken and Bison King, and if the peg was on this area right here, Shuriken would actually have no problem holding on to the board. So it's not really, it's just bad positioning. I wish that they used the similar peg designs and could, go in the same spot. I mean, if you have it on a flat surface or if you're picking it up by the board, you're going to be fine. But if you're picking it up by anywhere on Shuriken, he's not going to hold on to it at all. You get like a little Shuriken logo with a surfboard though. He doesn't get a weapon. He's stuck using the Drago sword, which, I mean, that's not really a bad thing though. I personally like this combination. It really does work. Now, of course, he can combine with Bison King. As I flip that in, we will switch out this peg. So, to prep Surfermaru, you want to get him in a similar pose like Rodeo Maru, something like this. There's even a peg for the Shuriken to hit on there. You take Bison King, take off Rodeo Maru, and the Shuriken. You can just throw them off to the side. Flip this up. Take Surfermaru and have him, and he'll be grasping onto the sides of the rope, as you can clearly see. And then attach to the bottom, right here. There we go. Then take the Shuriken and prop it on top. This isn't Shuriken. Yeah, you noticed it said Shuriken Surfer, not Bison King Surfer, and that's because it's using the same peg as the one on Dump Maru, What they really could have done is just switch it to this side, because this is using the shoulder, not dump Maru. I guess they didn't want to do that because none of the Pound Maru and UFO Maru don't do that, but I honestly don't care. I really would have liked to see what that would sound like, especially considering we never saw this in the show. Like, truth be told, Star Ninja mostly uses surfermaru anyway, so it would have been nice. And of course, like I said, he actually holds onto the board no problem. So if they had had the same peg system, Shuriken would have held onto it too. So I'm just saying. But unfortunately, this section has nowhere to go with Rodeo Maru and the Shuriken. So I don't really use Bison King Surfer. I prefer to use Shuriken Surfer. As I will now put back together. If I can get it. There we go. Plus, it's really hard to flip down that back panel because the legs don't work out as well as Rodeo Maru. I mean, you can still do it, but it'll look weird. And of course, you can get the end sound effect. By hitting the button. Overall, surfermaru is pretty unique among the otomonin, and I definitely recommend him. He is pretty fun to have, and is pretty fun to use in different combinations. In fact, he can combine with 2 robos, while Pound Maru and UFO Maru only have access to Shuriken, which is pretty cool. So anyway, that's it. I definitely recommend this. I didn't mean to do that, but anyway, I definitely recommend this. Pick it up if you have to, but yeah, I will see you guys later. Take care. Shuriken, Safa Nami Nami Giri.